Let's get to it.
YouTube, what is going on? You straight delicious Guardians. It is Mesa Sean back at it with some Destiny, and this is going to kick off, I guess, a new series, if it goes over well, depending on if you guys like it or not, is kind of how to make PvP fun, or how I've been making it fun. Lately, ever since I had to grind out those Crucible marks for the Beeline Trauma, as well as the Saterienne Rapier, as I call it, just like I say, Soros Regime, I've really been enjoying PvP, and if you guys know me, I have one of each character, all level 32. No, not, I just put in too much time, that's why. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice if you have two of the same character. Because, I don't know, for me, with the attention span of an angry mosquito, I get bored playing with one class for a couple hours, and I switch to another class. And then I get bored with one subclass, then I switch to the other subclass. And I feel like each subclass, you know, has a way to lend itself to PvP. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to cover basically what I do just in terms of each subclass. We're going to start off with the most OP class, the Hunter Bladedancer. And that's my go-to class because I almost never go negative. Well, not almost, but most of the time I don't go negative with the Pole Dancer. Well, that's what Clawman calls it, the Pole Dancer, because he hates Blade Dancers. And I would too, because, man, it's on my Bladedancer, we'll go through my class. I've got 100% intellect, and as long as I'm playing the objective, as long as I'm capturing capture points, control points, I'm getting my supers left and right, and I am popping them, and it's just a kill fest. And I wait to pop them when I know the enemies are, you know, capping a flag and getting multi-kills over and over. Now, by no means am I an expert at PvP. You guys can go look up my stats. You guys looked it up before. My KDR is a 1.13 or something. And I think at one point it was a 1.2. It basically, I'm always like a 1 point something. I'm no beast, but I can hold my own in some games. With regards to weapons and stuff, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Use the gun that you feel most comfortable with. And I know that seems like just such common sense, but you know what? Say like, okay, I got the Hawk Moon, right? And man, when I got it, I love using that thing, but there are just some nights where I completely suck at whatever. I'm really bad with it and just not getting kills with it. So I go always back to my same old gun, the Soros Regime. Why? Because for some reason I just seem to do well with it. You know, that's, you know, the cool thing I like about this game is that there's so many different types of weapons to choose from that, you know, you really have the pick of the litter. But when it comes to having fun, let's face it, you're probably going to have fun in PvP if you're getting kills and if you're going positive. Now, you got to determine, are you more of a fan of winning the game, or are you more a fan of going positive? Because I kind of have two takes on the whole matter. And I'm approaching this as a solo player. You guys know me, I always play solo, and it's not because... Again, like I always say it, I choke when I play with other people because I get too focused on the objective and people talking, and then I don't know why I choke. When I'm alone and I know no one's watching and I can just focus, that's when I get games like this, right? I think I get like a 3.3 KDR or something like that. You know, nothing beast, but for me, that's a really good game. The way I look at it is within the first minute of the game, I know, well, sort of, I know whether it's going to be a loss or it's going to be a win. And here's the way I look at it. If it's going to be a win, I'm going to play the objective as hard as I can, okay? And if I know it's going to be a loss, meaning I could see everyone's not really going for flags or everyone's all over the place or maybe too focused on kills, then I turn it into, okay, this is going to, I'll chalk it up and say this is going to be a KDR bounty game, you know? Like lately, I've been using a lot of noob tubes. Why? Because I've been getting that rocket launcher bounty and I really want to get my Crucible rank up. So that's the way I look at it, guys, is you got to figure out when you enter the game, and again, this is all basically, if you're playing solo, is what do you want to do? Do you want to get 3 Crucible marks, or do you want to get 2 Crucible marks? So that's the thing I think is kind of lame sauce, is that if you win, you get 3, if you lose, you get 2. So there's really not that much incentive for you to really play the objective, and I think people play a little more KDR whoring, in my personal opinion, but that's, you know, that's of course to be debated. But I feel like, or I wish they would give you more incentive to win, because if you said, oh my god, if I win I can get 5 Crucible marks, let's face it, to buy something for 150 marks, that's a lot of games you got to win, or a lot of games you're going to lose to actually get to 150. And another reason why that I play Control is because I feel like it generally can always be somewhat of a good time. See, if I get into skirmish and the other 2 teammates, and again, being solo, are totally going all over the place and not staying together, and we're just, like, I feel like skirmish is either tons and tons of fun or a complete wash, completely unplayable. I go like double negative because the other team exactly knows what they're doing, they're staying together, they're watching each other's backs, they're reviving, my teammates aren't, and they're all over the place. I kind of feel like Salvage is kind of the same thing. I feel like Salvage and skirmish, those types of games, can be probably one of the most fun games in PvP, but I feel like those you really can't play solo. So I feel like Control is something that in general you can play solo and have a good time, whether you're going to win or you're going to lose. Just, that's in my onions. And guys, I didn't misspell onions sometimes on Twitter. That's just a silliness. Silly Mesa-ism that I say, and I'm in babble mode. Let's go through my class and what I use in particular. Another thing that I want to comment on is regards to gear, okay? Now remember, so we know in PvP that level advantages are disabled, right? So being level 32 doesn't do you anything. So what I recommend is, like, don't, if you get legendary gear drops, really look and see what kind of benefits it gives you in terms of perks for, you know, let's say reloading something, or something in terms of, you know, either intellect or discipline, because when we get into my class, you'll see here, I bring myself, I think, almost down to level 30, sometimes 29 in that, because I've got some legendary gear. Like, for one instance, if I'm using the Hawk Moon, I've got a gauntlet that's just a regular legendary gauntlet, plus 33 light, but it's got speed reload with hand cannons. So with my Hawk Moon, because it's got a slow reload, if you don't use the, if you use the range perk on the Hawk Moon, your reload's very slow, or at least I feel it is. So I use the hand cannon, jeez, I'm all over the place. I use the gauntlet to make up for that slow reload. See what I mean? And then I also, like, I'll go with a certain helmet that might be legendary, just based on the perks alone, because I want to use one particular exotic, something like that. So, alright, I'm in babble mode. So, you know what we're going to do is we're going to go in and take a look at my class for the Bladedancer. Okay, so here's my level 32 Bladedancer, but when I go into the Crucible, I actually changed some stuff up here. Now you can see here, just at 32, my intellect's maxed out, overly maxed out. My discipline's only 39, and my strength is only 31. So first thing I do is I look and see what are the things I got to help me in terms of perks, right? So I changed to this other Relentless Harness that I haven't fully leveled up yet, right? Yeah, I got one more to go. And that actually brings up my discipline to 68% and only takes my intellect back down to 95%. So not a big deal. And I'm a little more concerned with throwing grenades than I am actually meleeing people, because I don't like to get close. I like to keep my distance. So another thing also is, remember I said if I want to use my Hawk Moon, I'll actually equip this, go all the way down to level 30, because this has a speed reload with my hand cannon. Still leaves me at about 95% with intellect, 44% of discipline, but also bumps up my strength a little bit. So again, guys, you want to mix and match when it comes to the Crucible. Now, for exotics, I always go with Mask of the Third Man, because Arc Blade uses less super energy. Very, very effective. The other one you could use also is going to be the Lucky Raspberry. I don't know why I just like saying it that way. Where Arc Bolt Grenade chains further and you spawn in with some grenade energy. But overall, I would if you have the Mask of the Third Man, try to go with that one, because remember, this class is all about your Bladedancer. Now, in terms of the actual Bladedancer perks and everything, okay, I always go with Arc Bolt. I love the blink, and I actually hated it for the longest time because I wondered why everyone was a whoosh jumper, as I call them, until I realized it gets you out of very bad situations. Then I go with Vanish, because if you notice in a few of the clips here, when I'm using my Bladedancer and my Arc Blade, I will go R2 to disappear for a little bit, because also when you finish your super energy, you will stay invisible for a little bit, so that's very helpful. Now, even though my strength is not so great in terms of the percentage, I go with Fast Twitch, so it actually helps with the Blink Strike cooldown. Now, I go with Path Forbidden because it focuses on recovery and speed. Remember, Dados pretty much showed us in his videos that armor doesn't make a difference in PvP, so focus on things with regards to recovery and speed. Next skill tree, I go with Shadowjack, so increase the duration of my invisibility effects, very, very helpful. And then also I go with Way the Drifter, so training is focused on all attributes. The other two, I don't really find a use for. Then for lastly, I go with Hungering Blade, so kills with Arc Blade and Blink Strike immediately regenerate health. That's very, very useful, because a lot of times when I'm going to a Bladedancer, I'm trying to get 2 to 3 people at one time, especially if it's a control and they're capping a flag. I want to kill them all, and I start taking damage as I'm running in there, but if I get one kill, boom, I get all my energy back. So that's pretty much it. Now, as for weapons, guys, remember, I always go back to just use the gun that you feel most comfortable with, that you're going to get the most kills with. Yes, the Vex is probably my second favorite. I like the Vanquisher, I like Hawk Moon, but you pretty much, if I want to do my best and get the most kills, I have to go with Cirrus Regime, even though I technically have a little more fun with the Hawk Moon and a little more fun, and I just like mixing up guns. But if I want to have fun, and which means for me, get more kills and win the game, I'm going to go with the Cirrus Regime. Now, I'm always a shotgun user, and I've been blessed, I don't know how, but I did get a full auto comedian with 5 rounds, and also has the aiming down sight, reduces the spread of the projectile, so extremely, extremely useful. Other than that, I'm either going to go with Hunger of Crota, because it tracks, or Against All Odds. Check out More Console, he did a review on this thing. This thing is just a monster. I got 2 of them. I got one as this one is solar, and then I also have a Void one. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. You know, I never ask for likes, but actually drop a like in this video if you want me to keep doing these, if you guys found it helpful. What I think I'll do is, if you guys like it, if it gets enough likes, I'll do the Voidwalker next, and then I'll do the Striker after that. Then I'll come back to the Hunter, I'll do the Gunslinger, then I'll do the Sunsinger, and then I'll do the Defender. So that's it. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream. Links will be in the description. I'm going to start doing Crucible, I think, Wednesday nights. Follow me on Twitter, and also check here. I'll upload one of those quick videos that, hey, I'm going live. And you stay beautiful, Guardians.